All right, so we are here in every bedroom ever, and we are going to read the entire Seddie article on the iCarly wiki. I haven't seen this before, so I haven't seen anyone read it before. Is Sam back on the revival? I thought she quit acting. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here for this. Let's just give you an idea. And I have ad blocks, so I don't know what those are. So it's a Wikia site. Yeah, that's still going. Okay. Seddie. Freddie, I love you. Sam, I love you too. Freddie and Sam in I love you. Seddie, sometimes referred to as Fram or Saddie, is the romantic pairing between Sam Puckett and Freddie Benson. Sam and Freddie. That's actually. It's the most popular and most supported ship on the show, partially because of being the official ship. The main pairing rivals this pairing mainly rivals Creddy, Carly and Freddie, Cam, Carly and Sam, and Sibby, Sam and Gibby. And Spam, Spencer and Sam. What about Krenser? I'm going to hell. Seddie is first mentioned on the show in I Start a Fan War when Carly is video chatting with Adam. Note, in the episode, the followers of the ship were called Seddies, when in reality, they are more popularly known as Seddiers. It was next mentioned in the episode I Lost My Mind, in which the episode is centered around Seddie getting together. Carly spoke to fans on iCarly live from Troubled Waters Mental Hospital, asking what they thought about Seddie. Warning: all ship warring will be punished severely by the administrators. That's a contents list. I think I'm just going to be reading them, as we go. But that is the content of the article. That's like every episode of this Nickelodeon tween calm. Oh, shit. What was I doing? Relationship dynamic. Sam and Freddie started off with a love-hate relationship, showing strong feelings of dislike towards each other, constantly fighting and arguing. First, it was Sam showing hatred towards Freddie, then he started showing hatred towards her. However, as time progressed, the two are shown to have developed their relationship to one that is similar to a friendship, which led to a romantic relationship as seen in I Lost My Mind, but ended in I Love You. Yet they still have deep feelings for each other, which were made clear by the fact that they were declared their love for each other. It is unknown if they will get back together. They have kissed 11 times, 10 on the lips, once on the cheek. Jeez, guys. During IQ, the episode right after I Love You, they seem to act awkwardly to each other. In the episode, they don't talk to each other that much either. This may prove that they are still feeling a bit weird after their breakup. Dan Schneider. Oh, Danny boy. Dan the man. That's for you. The creator of iCarly had put out many hints that Sam and Freddie may end up together. Even some of the iCarly cast members have hinted on this. In some of his shows, he has paired up the most argumentative characters, such as Logan and Quinn, Jade and Beck, Josh and Mindy, and Gary and Tina. Many of these love-hate relationships can be compared to Seddie. Seddie can also be seen as an opposites attract relationship. In the season 4 special IOMG, it was revealed that Sam is in love with Freddie when she unexpectedly kisses him at school during the lock-in. This is the second time they shared a kiss, I Kiss being the first. In I Lost My Mind, Freddie kisses Sam live on the iCarly web show, showing that he has also feelings for her. This is the third time the two have shared a kiss. They eventually become a couple as of I Date Sam and Freddie. In I Love You, they break up because of how little they have in common, but they state that they love each other and share their final kisses in the elevator. Oh, that iconic elevator. Probably not gonna read. I don't know if you can see my hand. You're probably not gonna read the captions for the photos. Their relationship has been brought up in iPair Store. I actually have an idea. Yeah, we can get more credit. Credit. Oh, good. We can get more Seddie content if we zoom out the picture. Their relationship has been brought up in iPair Store. Sam told Natalie, her boss, that she and Freddie dated and that Freddie is still in love with her. This suggests that Sam and Freddie may still have feelings for each other. Freddie then asked Sam if she wants to get back together in I Goodbye. The two never had a proper goodbye, and Dan said that he wants to get Nathan on Sam and Cat for more Sam and Freddie fun. In the Sam and Cat special hashtag the Killer Tuna Jump, their relationship was shown as Freddie came to Los Angeles because he was worried about Sam, as Kat had made up a lie about her being seriously hurt. This shows how much Freddie cares about Sam, and Freddie also almost admitted he loves her, but he did admit that he still had feelings for Sam. At the end of the episode, Sam asked Freddie out to dinner, showing she still has feelings for Freddie too. On July 1st, 2020, the official Nickelodeon YouTube channel posted Sam and Freddie's relationship timeline. And toward the end of the episode, end of the video, the part featuring the last Seddie clip from this crossover episode, the video's commentator confirmed that the two got back together at this point, though it is unclear if this is what Dan Schneider had in mind for the two or what happened next after the ending of the show. However, the revival series revealed that Sam and Freddie did not get back together or broke up, as he went on to get married twice. Freddie from iCarly has had 2 marriages. Additional name: Shreddy, Saddie, Fam, Fram, Seddie. Other Seddie-related pages. You may also see Seddie's fan fiction page, God Help Us. Video gallery, list of similar ships page, user box page, friendship page, and songs page. Photo galleries, Seddie gallery, Seddie iCarly.com gallery, Seddie fan art, Seddie gifts, Seddie facts, Seddie and fam. It's not me, guys. It's this Godfrey. I have ad block. I also have sponsor block. My dreams of being a YouTuber have been dashed by my own petard. Freddie and Sam both seem to be good with technology, as seen in I Stakeout, I Date a Bad Boy, I Must Have Locker 239, and IOMG. Because of Sam's tough demeanor and tomboyish personality, especially in the first and second seasons, it's possible that it's hard for her to express her feelings towards Freddie, often hitting, teasing, and humiliating him because she can't express her feelings in a softer way. It's also possible she wanted to hide her feelings from others, including Freddie. They stand close to each other often. I gotta put in the Bob's Burgers gif. And both don't seem to mind. The video's getting edited just so I could put that gif in. Um, Often when they do iCarly, Freddie turns the camera to himself. Sam then proceeds to turn the camera back to her. Sometimes she'll grab the camera from him, or she'll stand behind him and tease him, or physically harass him in some way. Example, sticking her licked finger in his ear, commonly referred to as a wet willy. Sometimes, whenever Sam and Freddie are arguing, the people around them smile as if they knew the true meaning behind the fights. I Neville, I speed date, I go to Japan, to name a few. Sam and Freddie often finish each other's sentences, almost like they know exactly what the other is going to say. Sometimes they say the same thing at the same time. I look alike. I have my principles. I cook. Sam and Freddie often play as a married couple in iCarly segments. For example, the Jitters. Often, and then it gives one example. Both prefer to be called by another name other than their full name. Fredward, Freddie, Samantha, Sam. Is Fredward a name? Wouldn't that be Frederick? The pairing is similar to Jade and Tori's friendship from Victorious. When not insulting him, Sam comments on iCarly often refer to Freddie. This is particularly evident in I Enrage Gibby, where almost every other comment from Sam was about Freddie. Freddie's gonna speed up the video, etc. This is a troll page. Many fans think that Dan is a Seddie shipper because he wrote the scripts of I Kiss and IOMG, but not I Saved Your Life or I Speed Date. This is, however, not confirmed. Usually, Sam doesn't want Freddie to see her cry, I owe you, which could mean that Sam cares about what Freddie thinks of her. Freddie has gotten into a few physical altercations with Sam since going through puberty, but Sam always manages to hurt him, pin him down. It's possible that he lets her overpower him as he has visible muscles starting in season 4. While Mrs. Benson openly admits her dislike of Carly, she rarely says anything regarding Sam. But as shown in I Can't Take It, Mrs. Benson does dislike Sam. What? But it hasn't been seen at other times, which may be due to Freddie personally requesting she not mention her. In IOMG, Sam is wearing a red striped shirt, the official Seddie pattern. And Freddie's wearing a blue shirt. Red plus blue equals purple, the official Seddie color. In IOMG, it has been confirmed that Sam is indeed in love with Freddie, as she made a move and kissed him. Freddie further reiterated this fact when he replied, "It's cool," after Sam apologized. This was an indicator that he was not angry that Sam had kissed him, just shocked, and was hinting that he does have feelings for her. Freddie is an Aquarius, air sign. Sam is an Aries, fire sign. Okay? Sam often calls herself Mama, and Freddie a mama's boy, kinky. They both have rather crazy mothers in common, and even getting into a fight in I Date Sam and Freddie over just whose mom is the freakiest. I love you. Sam and Freddie confirm their love for each other, saying I love you after they break up. Both Sam and Freddie are good at insulting each other. Whenever Sam randomly bursts out, Freddie comes out straight away. Once in a while, they say the same thing at the same time. I look alike. I have my principles. I cook. Sam and Freddie have shared their first kiss. Seddie song. The official Seddie song is Running Away by Am. Fans consider this as the pairing's official song because it was played during Sam and Freddie's first kiss. Some consider the official Seddie song to be Call Me by Kari Kimmel because that was the song that played during the IOMG promo. Seddie color. The official Seddie color is purple due to the fact that all Seddie moments, Sam and Freddie are wearing red and blue, making purple. I feel like that should have maybe been brought up first. In their kiss in IOMG, Sam was wearing red and Freddie was wearing blue. Sam's phone is red and Freddie's phone cover is blue, forming purple. Freddie's backpack is blue and Sam's backpack is red, again forming purple. Some fans think this is a connection. Often in romantic scenes between the characters on the show, one or both will be wearing purple. In I Date Sam and Freddie go on a date in a purple booth. Seddie Jewel. The Seddie Jewel is an amethyst because of its color, purple, which happens to be the Seddie color. Seddie Spot, the official Seddie Spot, is the fire escape. This is because this is where Sam and Freddie had their first kiss, and the official Seddie song Running Away is playing while they had their kiss in I Kiss. The episode is the only time we see the fire escape. The fire escape is mentioned in most Seddie fan fictions. The official Seddie food is meatball spaghetti, spicy sweet, chili Dorito, lasagna, due to the fact that Sam offered Freddie a meatball kiss in I Kiss, and in I Lost My Mind, Goopy Gilbert shouted Seddie after Sam and Freddie kissed, and when his mom said, "Gilbert, dinner time," he replied saying, "Spaghetti. Spicy sweet chili Doritos are a kind of Doritos. The spicy represents Sam and the sweet represents Freddie. Lasagna. Is that a different, like bologna, bologna? Lasagna is a part of the Seddie food because of I Date Sam and Freddie. Sam and Freddie ate lasagna on their date, and they both love it. Living for Skating, a former user on this wiki, made a fan art of those foods combined as one food, and here it is. Credit to Living for Skating. If you see this, the fuck is wrong with you? I'm not going to credit you for this. It'd be nicer for me not to. Seddie moments. Season 1 moments. Season 1 moments. Hints of attraction. iPilot. We just started the pilot. iPilot. Sam beats up a boy for insulting her, but when Freddie insults her, she does not do anything violent to him, possibly indicating some early feelings Sam had. When Sam and Freddie first appear, they immediately call each other by name, showing that they knew each other before iCarly. Sam ignored what Freddie is saying to her by blawing at him, which he soon gets fed up with and starts doing back at her. Still recording. Freddie becomes upset when Sam tells Carly that he wants to be their geek. When filming Carly and Sam after finishing the talent auditions, Freddie agrees with Sam that Miss Briggs can poke an eye out with those things. Her crazy pointy boobs. Sam goes into Freddie's apartment and drags him into Carly's apartment by the leg, while he screams in protest. Freddie made a remote that he gave to Sam, not to Carly. I want more viewers. Sam shoves her hair, mostly because of jealousy, in Freddie's face after he says he does not feel bad for her sign getting ruined. Freddie wasn't happy when Sam didn't say please to him. Sam tells Freddie to turn the camera to himself and say, "Yo to the people." Sam turns the camera back to her after Freddie says yo for too long. Freddie and Sam argue and bicker a lot in this episode. Freddie kept on rubbing it in Sam's face that he and Spencer were winning in their attempts to get more viewers for iCarly. Sam looked upset whenever Freddie would say, "in your face." No offense, Carly. At the end of the episode, Freddie and Sam began bickering at the computer when the doorbell rings. When Carly answers the door, they hold each other's glares. Freddie immediately tries to retort to Sam's comments, which leads to their bickering. It took Carly spraying them with water to get them to stop. I dream of dance. After Freddie. Can I sit back? I think I'm going to sit back for a little bit. After Freddie calls Carly classy and implies that Sam isn't, Sam appears to get slightly jealous. While the trio is watching the dance videos, Freddie agrees with Carly and Sam says, "Weird you'd agree with Carly," sarcastically, and Freddie responds with, "Weird you'd say that." This hints at the fact that Sam might be jealous of Freddie's infatuation with Carly. Freddie and Sam are lying against one another at some point during the couch montage, and when they realize it, they awkwardly pull away. It is notable to say that when observed, Sam didn't want to pull away at first, only pulled away when Freddie nudged her off. This may indicate some early feelings that Sam has. She also looked a little disappointed when she finally moved away. At first, on the couch, the three sit in the order Sam, Carly, Freddie. However, when it is indicated that some time has passed, they are sitting in the order Sam, Freddie, Carly. It makes you wonder what happened and how Freddie and Sam ended up beside each other. Freddie is jealous when Carly and Sam talk about how hot the blonde guy is. When Freddie is asleep, he remembers a comment Sam made about the guy saying, "That boy's got moves." This implies that Freddie could have been bothered by her saying that. I like Jake. When Freddie attempts to get Carly to kiss him, Sam says, "I'm going to puke all over the both of you." Sam somehow convinced Freddie to take her locker. Sam and Freddie both agree that Jake is terrible, and they kept smiling each other, saying check when joking about him. Sam sounds genuinely interested in why Freddie was saying cinnamon buns into the microphone, but left abruptly, saying, "Whoops, don't care," when Freddie started explaining the technicalities. Freddie and Sam both agreed that Jake was horrible and shouldn't sing on the show. When talking about what they should improvise during Jake's time, something funny, Sam mentions to Carly that she should talk about Freddie's haircut. "I want to stay with Spencer." After the title credits, Freddie is sitting next to Sam on the couch. Sam wonders to Freddie why her grandfather just sleeps and burps when Carly's grandfather comes in, and Freddie replies it's because he's related to her. Sam sticks popcorn in Freddie's nose as a response. Freddie stands up just after Sam shoots up when Carly's grandfather gives Carly $30 to spend. What? Freddie is seen standing very close behind Sam. Both Freddie and Sam become really excited to go buy smoothies. Sam doesn't listen to Freddie when he tells her to keep her hands off his equipment and just keeps playing with it to bother him. Freddie says that Sam's butt is shaped like a ham. That would mean that he has been looking at her butt. While they are leaving the studio, when Carly's grandfather arrives, Freddie keeps looking back at Sam as if she'd do something to hurt him. Doesn't she have like a YouTube channel now? She is very attractive. None of her butt, though. Uh, while leaving the studio, when Carly's grandfather arrives, Freddie keeps looking back at Sam as if she'll do something to hurt him. Both of them leave Carly's apartment through the back door. How do you leave an apartment through a back door? Is it a first? No, there's an elevator. How you leave an apartment through the back door? At Carly's locker, Sam retorts to Freddie about standing up to Carly's grandfather, possibly showing jealousy. Sam tells Freddie he's yak annoying. Freddie smiles at Sam after they decide to think of something bad for Carly to do. When Carly and Freddie are hugging goodbye, Sam looks upset but is looking at Freddie, not Carly. Sam pulls Freddie off of Carly. When Mrs. Benson tells Spencer that he had to stop rubbing anti-tick lotion on Freddie when the fire happened, Freddie notices Sam come over and tells his mom he doesn't have ticks. Freddie notices Sam come over and tells his mom. Oh, he didn't want to be embarrassed. Sam teases Freddie about the anti-tick lotion, which he retorts is precautionary. When Freddie grabs Carly's grandfather's leg, yelling "Thank you," Sam seems annoyed. This could imply that Sam is getting frustrated with Freddie's obsession with Carly. When everyone is down in the lobby after the fire, Sam walks in and says that Freddie sent her the text saying there had been a fire. It might be awkward to Freddie fans that Sam is sitting beside Freddie. I Neville. While in the shopping cart, Freddie would only look up from his position when Sam spoke. Who? Who? Freddie seemed excited to help Sam do bad things to the girls who thought Carly wasn't worth checking out because it hadn't been reviewed by Nevillosity. Sam pushes the cart Freddie was in the direction the girls walked away in. When Freddie asked Carly to kiss him, Sam rolls her eyes, obviously annoyed by Freddie trying to get Carly to like him. Sorry, I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. I don't want to lose my save file in Seddie. Seddie quest. Sam pushes the car. When Freddie asks Carly to kiss him, Sam rolls her eyes, obviously annoyed by Freddie trying to get Carly to like him. When Neville walks past Sam and Freddie just before they sneeze on him, Neville seems to look at Sam the same way he looked at Carly, and Freddie seems to look jealous. After Sam jumps off the sofa saying, You keep making out with your stuffed animals," Freddie stands very close to Sam, nearly putting his arms around her. After hearing Spencer scream about Toasty the baker, Freddie and Sam run over to him and stand shoulder to shoulder looking at the melted butter. Sam blames Freddie for turning down the temperature in the apartment, which causes them to start arguing. When Mrs. Benson walks into the Shea apartment, Freddie looks back at Sam as if he's embarrassed at what she'll say about his mom. Freddie whacks Sam on the arm and glares at her while Sam seems unaffected by it. After Mrs. Benson leaves, Sam teases Freddie saying, "Cool, Mom," while he just knelt his head. Like there's kind of a break. Every time Sam insults Freddie, Carly has a smile on her face as if she is amused, which is a hint that she is a Seddie shipper. After Freddie says he is going to establish a connection between his camera and laptop, Sam comments, "Wow, a tech talking witch boy. Look out, ladies," sarcastically while fanning her face. While Freddie is expecting to be insulted by Sam when she comes in the building, she looks at him and simply says, "Too easy." When Sam thinks that there's blood on her hands, she wipes her hands on Freddie's shirt. And Whoa, this is a lot of SETI content here in I Spy a Mean Teacher. Some wish fulfillment. going on. Sam shrugs as she's impressed when Freddie is telling her and Carly about the green screen. Sam asks Freddie if she can make it look like she's standing on his face. Freddie angrily asks Sam why she must always attack him with words, and she retorts as if she'd rather have him attack him with rocks. Freddie says Miss Briggs, excuse me, allergies, probably spits on puppies when she's at home, and Sam nods at this, then asks Carly why that would make a good idea for their web show when she brings it up. Sam makes fun of Freddie's spy pie and makes fun of the fork as well. When Sam calls Carly and Freddie when they are stuck in Mrs. Briggs' apartment, Freddie seems excited when Sam calls and seems intent on the conversation on the phone. When Sam gets to Miss Briggs' house and hears the bagpipes, she looks appalled at the thought of both Carly and Freddie being tortured by Miss Briggs. Sam notices the pie on the ground and calls Freddie stupid for thinking his spy pie would work. Freddie looks angry when Sam offers him to pay for the dented bagpipes, but doesn't say he won't pay for them. Freddie looks angry when Sam offers him to. Okay. When Carly pushes Sam and Freddie into the hallway, Sam and Freddie look at each other when Carly mentions the green screen. Also, Sam looks at Freddie during most of the time during that part. When putting things on the green screen during Miss Briggs' performance, Sam glances over at Freddie and giggles. When Carly gets their audience back, Sam and Freddie smile at each other and fist pound. Sam rolls her eyes good-naturedly after Freddie shows her and Carly the Randy Jackson cologne and says it smells tight, dog. As they exit, the episode closes. Sam puts her hand on the back of Freddie's backpack and pushes him while he smiles. So these are borderline episode summaries. It's every time the two characters of Sam Puckett and Freddie Benson look at each other. It is every time they stand next to each other. This is definitely a troll page. I'm probably going to end it. Let's go through a couple more episodes. I Will Date Freddie. Sam seems to be jealous when Valerie said that she would love to go on a date with Freddie. Sam seems pretty angry when Valerie says that Freddie is cute. She also seems to hate Valerie from the start just because she says she likes Freddie. Sam rubs Freddie's stomach as a joke when she says date the dork. Sam gives Valerie a dirty look. Note that Sam gave her this look before she found out that Valerie was trying to steal Freddie from iCarly. Sam says, I will give $1,000 for one picture of Freddie's butt. That's pretty concrete evidence. Creddy shippers. She seems pretty interested in Freddie's butt, yeah, and claims that she would be willing to pay $1,000 despite her bad financial. Jesus Christ. Although she was joking. Why would you put... Well, Freddie is on his date with Valerie. Sam gets Carly to spy on them with a hidden cam. Sam sets up the camera herself and seems to be pretty good with technology and knows how to use Freddie's equipment. Sam, along with Carly, laughs at one of the jokes Freddie makes on his date. Sam, if Freddie could see or hear her, he wouldn't laugh but possibly insult him. This could mean that Sam finds Freddie funny but doesn't want to admit it, at least to him. Sam wore a purple vest and purple's the official Seddie color, obviously. Sam seems kind of upset when she realizes Freddie walked away while she was talking. When Valerie suggests that Freddie quits iCarly, he said that he could do that after he could do that to his friends Carly and Sam. Okay, so this one, I haven't watched iCarly since I was like 9, but this one seems to they gave Freddie a girlfriend, or maybe like a little mix up kind of hussy thing, and yeah, this godforsaken page went nuts with it. Um, He says, yeah, she's always putting me down, calling me mean names. Every time I get an ice cream cone, she takes it, she licks it, she just licks it all over the place just to bug me. Well, Carly seems to know that this is not a reason he would leave the show, and he and Sam have a much better relationship than they let on. Freddie doesn't mind Sam's behavior towards him. Sam is the only one to tell Freddie to dump Valerie. Sam and Freddie say "huh" together after Carly states that Freddie was right. Sam was pretty angry when she was talking to Valerie and accused her of stealing Freddie from them. Valerie wanted to steal Freddie and Sam. Sam corrects Freddie when she says skunk bag wrong. I almost read that as skunk bong. Without being snotty. When he says skunk bag wrong. Freddie seems more upset that Sam doesn't think he's just as important to iCarly as she and Carly are. Then he broke up with Valerie. After Sam tells Freddie he's just as important to the show as her. As her and Carly hug, they hug. As her and Carly, they hug, even though Carly has never said a word about hugging. Both Sam and Freddie are widely smiling as they give each other a hug. It is noticeable when Sam pulls away from the hug or wedgie that Freddie keeps his hands on her waist until the last second. Sam thought that Valerie should live in a mental institution because she liked Freddie, and later in I Lost My Mind, Sam checked herself into one because she liked Freddie. Wow, what a callback. What a Futurama, BoJack Horseman. No, this is a real 4D chess writers right here. How many more episodes do we have in season 1? We'll count them, Royce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Nitpick. They go back through them? Oh my god, this episode is over. Where is I want to... Okay. If I ever get drunk enough to do this again, then this is where we're starting from.